Bye. I've never been so nervous in my life as to what I just did. I just sang the national anthem at Karras Park. A fastball from Jorge Galindo to Eric Smelko kicks things off. 6:41, a little late on the first pitch here between the Sioux Falls Sunfish and the Western Nebraska Pioneers. The 0-1 taken just below the knees. It's a 1-1 count to Smelko. In fact, so much has been happening today that, well, I don't even have my scoreboard all set up for me yet, my scorebook, excuse me. But we're underway. Jorge Galindo on the mound. Smelko pokes this one down the left field line, but pulls it just foul. David Coyer here bringing you all the action between the Sioux Falls Sunfish and the Western Nebraska Pioneers. The first time that these two teams have faced off this season. Eric Smelko, one of the best hitters, in fact, the best hitter currently for the Pioneers, batting .351. He grounds one down the first base line, foul. It's still a 1-2 count. Well, that's right, fans. I, David Coyer, the voice of the Sioux Falls Sunfish, the podcast host, the guy who runs social media, everything. I just sang the national anthem, and let me tell you, it was terrifying. But I got through it, and we are underway for this game one of a two-game series between the Sunfish and the Pioneers. A slider misses high. It's a 2-2 count for Jorge Galindo. Smelko, 14 strikeouts, 15 walks, 30 RBIs for the Pios this season. Takes a 2-2 up and away. It's a full count. Smelko, Cade McGee, Jake English, JT Walden, Alex Zerfas, Jared. I'll have to look at that in a second. Sorry. The 3-2 is lined straight past the glove of Jorge Galindo up the middle. Smelko battles back and gets a single. The leadoff man is aboard here for the Pios. Mazzaferro is the last name that I was struggling with a little bit, but it's Cade McGee now up. .292 batting average. He'll be playing third base today. Jorge Galindo on the mound for the Sunfish. Adonis Forte is back, and he's in left field for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. Gannon Thompson in center. Dylan Cricket Danielson in right. Norris McClure has the night off, so it's Dane Frazier in the hot corner. A curveball drops in for strike one to McGee. He's .292 on the season, 11 doubles, 3 home runs, 27 RBIs. The Pioneers on a 6-game losing streak after getting swept by the Hastings Sodbusters. This one's lined, and Adonis Forte misread it. It'll fall in front of him. It looked like a soft liner, and he was kind of backing up. He stopped his run in, and instead he lets it fall. I think they might give that an E7.
Now batting, the catcher, number 21.
We'll see. They are, in fact, giving it an E7. And now there's 2 runners on here in the top of the first inning. Not the best start for the Sunfish, as it's 2 on and nobody out for Jake English. English catching tonight for the Pioneers, who are making their first trip of the season here to Sioux Falls. And these will be the only 2 games that the 2 teams will play against each other here in the second half of the season. Took a slider at the knees for a strike. This one's ripped down the left field line, hooking into the Pioneers bullpen. That foul ball is presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. So a single and an E7 put 2 on early on in this one. Jorge Galindo making his first start of the season for the Sunfish after appearing in 9 separate games. Forces another ground ball up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Rounding third is Smelko. Thompson's going to throw it in. It'll be past the glove of Jesus Licone, and that's a run. Western Nebraska takes an early 1-0 lead in a similar fashion that the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs did yesterday. Or correction, that was actually Friday that I'm thinking of, where they took that 2-0 lead in the first inning, but another single and an E7. 2 hits and an E7 have put the first 3 for the Pioneers on. Galindo with a 2.57 ERA coming into this game, 21 innings pitched. Throws a fastball away. It's 1-0. Now up is J.T. Walden for the Pioneers. And again, apologies, fans, as there was a lot going on before the game. As Walden lifts this one into right field and deep, Cricket Danielson gets to the wall but can only watch that one fly. The worst possible scenario for the Sunfish to start off this game. An E7 prevents an out from being had, and J.T. Walden clears the bases with a 3-run home run. Can't tell you the last time the Sunfish have given up a home run at Karras Park, let alone one in the first inning. It's now 4-0 Pioneers on 3 hits and an error. J.T. Walden, with his 5th long ball of the season, has cleared the bases, and Jorge Galindo gets a fresh start. Alex Zerfas, the designated hitter, will come up with nobody out, nobody on. Zerfas, the righty, batting .326 through 29 games this season. A fastball high misses for ball 1. So the Sunfish, having dropped the last 2 against the Sabre Dogs, a ground ball into the sliding glove of Benito Garcia. He drops it on the transition, and that'll be an infield base hit for Zerfas. A Sunfish defense that is one of the best in the Expedition League. They have an error and a drop ball on a transition, and they've already allowed 4 runs off 4 hits in the first inning. And it'll be a long way to come back, but this is a must-win for Sioux Falls in their quest for a playoff spot here as the second half champions. Jake Mazzaferro, who's playing shortstop tonight for the first half division champions of the Clark Division Pioneers. Curveball hits the inside corner to Mazzaferro. .341 average through 28 games. Went 2 for 3 yesterday against the Hastings Sodbusters in their 5-4 loss. He lifts this one into shallow right center field. Cricket Danielson will be there in time. And finally, out number 1 for the Sunfish. He already had an opportunity to get out number 1 with a fly ball to left. But now they have a fly ball to right that is officially out number 1. And now up for the Pioneers is John Simrot out of the University of Kansas. He'll take a breaking ball at the knees for strike 1. Simrot, the first baseman for Western Nebraska, has also pitched this season. .214 average from the plate through 10 games. Pops this one up down the right field line. Cricket Danielson giving chase, but that'll land in the Sunfish bullpen presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it, Keg Chicken. Simrot actually pitched last night, went 5 innings, allowed just 1 run off 3 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Western Nebraska on a mission to stop their 6-game losing streak. Galindo steps off. Runner goes. Will Olson throws from his knees to JT. Mix the tag. Not in time. Not sure how that one missed. JT had a nice tag at the ankle. Alex Shoemaker is already telling Jesus Licone to calm it down. Shoemaker and Licone, not the best of friends. The other night, while Shoemaker was behind the plate and Licone was in the dugout, he had to hold up his hand to tell Licone to quiet down. So now a runner on second with 1 out. Ground ball into the hand of the third base coach for the Pioneers. Nice bare hand there. It's a 1-2 count. I think I've officially recovered my bearings after having to sing the national anthem. And it's not the actual singing part in front of fans. Heck, I broadcast for you guys, 84-ish listeners. A liner down the right field line is foul. It's still 1-2. But I broadcast for you all every night, and I can talk in front of people, but I think the number one terror for me singing the national anthem was just forgetting the words. I think that was the biggest one. This ball gets away from Will Olson, but no run by Zerfas on second. If you're just joining us, it's the Western Nebraska Pioneers visiting for the first time against the Sioux Falls Sunfish. Eric Smelko led off with a single. Cade McGee would get on with an E7. Jake English singled as well to score Smelko, and then JT Walden would smack a home run over the right field wall. Jorge Galindo forces a high chopper over to JT Mix at second. The throw to Licon is in time. Zerfas heads over to third, and there's now 2 away. John Ponder.
The right fielder, number 16, Jonathan Ponder.
Jonathan Ponder. On the lineup card, it was John Ponder, but I believe he goes by Jonathan, if I'm not mistaken. Batting 174, the lowest average that we've seen out of this lineup. Out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. He's played 29 games, 16 for 92 with 2 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs. Takes a breaking ball at the knees for strike 1 from Galindo. He lifts this one, shallow center field. Thompson camping underneath it for out number 3. But a rough start in the top of the first inning for the Sunfish against the Western Nebraska Pioneers. 4 runs off 4 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. The Sunfish are behind early. We'll see how they respond in the bottom of the first inning. JT Mix, Benito Garcia, Zeph Hoffpower, the 1-2-3 for the Sunfish in the bottom of the first. Will Olson, Jesus Licon, Dane Frazier, Gannon Thompson, Adonis Forte, and Dylan Cricket Danielson, the rest of your order, against Carson Ohl, the all-star pitcher for the Pios out of Grand Canyon University. 6-1 on the season through 8 starts, 47 2/3 innings, 44 strikeouts, 5 walks. Mix grounds the first pitch he sees, right back up to Ohl, who will run over and toss it over to first for out number 1 to John Simrot.
Now batting the shortstop,
Simrot.
number 10, Benito Garcia.
Benito Garcia, the shortstop for the Sunfish, batting second today. He's been playing quite a bit lately. Took the other night off to get Norris McClure an opportunity over at short and get Benito some rest, but now it's Norris who has the night off. 242 batting average, takes a fastball the lower inside corner for strike one. He went 2 for 5 last night in the loss to the Sabre Dogs. Old kicks and delivers. A slider called at the knees for strike two. Old with the pitch, fouled off by Garcia this time. Eric Smelko out in center field. I'm sorry, I'm writing this as I'm saying it. Again, singing the national anthem. It was also Host Family Appreciation Night. A lot of pre-game festivities going on. Didn't get the full opportunity as we got the Pioneers line up fairly late, as Garcia will chase a pitch high for strike number 3. After allowing 4 runs in the top of the first inning, the Sunfish have been put down 1-2. We'll see if Zaf Hoffpower makes 3. Hoffpower lifts the first pitch he sees to center field to Eric Smelko, and it'll be a 1-2-3 inning. After allowing 4 in the top of the first, the Sunfish can't respond with anything. It's 4-0 after the first inning from Karras Park.
Are you looking for a job? She calls the
All right, I've had the chance to calm my nerves. Jorge Galindo's back on the mound, and Antonio Nanez grounds the first ball he sees to Benito Garcia, who barehands it over to Jesus Licon for out number 1. Just when I say I've got it all down, I don't even get a chance to say what I've got down. 1 away here in the top of the second inning as the Western Nebraska Pioneers trail the Sioux Falls Sunfish 4-0. Let's get you the defensive alignments once more, as we went through it just a bit too quickly the first time up. Donis Forte, Gannon Thompson, Dylan Cricket Danielson from left to right. Dane Frazier, Benito Garcia on the left side of the infield. It's the lefty Eric Smelko taking a strike on the inside corner, going down 0-1. He led off the game with a single, was driven in by the single of Jake English. Shows bunt, gets a perfect bunt down the third base line. Frazier barehands it on the charge, but won't have a throw. Beautiful bunt catching Frazier in the hot corner sleeping for another hit. But Frazier Garcia on the left side of the infield. JT Mix back at second while Jesus Licon is at first. Will Olson, the Augustana catcher, is behind the dish. Jorge Galindo on the mound. Cade McGee reached on an E7 in the first inning. Pitched 2/3 of an inning last night in the 4-5 loss against the Sodbusters. Takes a curveball low for ball 1. But batting .292 with 11 doubles and 3 home runs on the season for the Pios. 1 for 4 last night from the plate. lines this one into right field. Cricket Danielson was originally not moving, but he backs up to make the catch for out number 2. Like me, Galindo and the Sunfish just needed to calm down a little bit after a 4-run first inning. Seems like he's back to his old ways. Jake English singled quickly his last time up out of the University of Kansas, batting .333 through 26 games, 3 doubles, a home run, 18 RBIs, 21 walks. Takes a change up into left field, and on his forte will catch this one on the run, and a quick inning for the Sunfish. After allowing 4 runs off 4 hits in the first inning, they allow no runs off 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Here in the top of the second, it's still 4-0 Pioneers when we return. Will Olson, Jesus Lee Cohn, Dane Frazier, the 4-5-6 due up for the Sunfish, who are wearing their black, gray, white combination today. Black hat, orange S, teal F, teal brims. Gray unis with an orange Sioux, teal falls across the chest with orange numbers on the front and back in black trimming. Teal right sleeve, orange left with white pants, black trim down the sides. Carson Ohl made quick work of the Sunfish in the first inning. He throws a fastball catching the outside corner for strike 1. Olson wearing his pants high, showing his lighter gray socks underneath. Takes the 0-1, a slider low and away, 1-1. Olson, 362 average, 30 RBIs, 20 walks, 15 strikeouts, 11 doubles, 2 triples, and a Sunfish leading 6 home runs. Went 2 for 5 last night with 2 doubles and 2 runs scored. Chops one down the third baseline foul. It's 1-2. JT Walden, Eric Smelko, Jonathan Ponder from left to right for Western Nebraska. Cade McGee at third. Over at short, Jared Mazzaferro. Antonio Nanez at second. John Simrot at first. Fastball gets Olson right down the heart of the plate. Strikeout number 2 for Carson Ohl on the mound. Jake English is calling the signs behind the dish in his red and blue chest protector and shin guards. He's also got a Kansas University helmet backwards with the Jayhawk on it. A lot of Kansas players on this Pioneers team, as their head coach is a grad assistant at Kansas. Jesus Lee Cohn takes a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Lee Cohn, 336, hasn't played since Saturday where he went 0 for 3, but has 9 doubles. He rips this one into the gap, past Cade McGee into left field for a base hit. Lee Cohn is, he has been streaky as of late, but it just seems like every game he seems to somehow get on his first time up with a nice little ground ball to the left side. Dane Frazier after Licone getting the first base hit of the game for the Sunfish is now up, relieving Norris McClure, who played 7 straight games. He being Dane Frazier, went 1 for 4 yesterday after going 1 for 4 on Friday as well. That one hit coming in the 9th inning on the walk-off against the Sabre Dogs. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner. Frazier batting .300 this season. 27 hits out of 90 at-bats, 5 doubles, 18 RBIs. He's got a runner on first with 1 out. Sunfish are down to the Pioneers 4-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Frazier rolls over one, but it goes foul. 0-2. The Pioneers wearing black hats with red brims, black unis with white trim down the chest, white lettering, Pios, and numbering on the front, white numbering in the back with red trim. Gray pants, black trim down the side. Most of the Pioneers have black stirrups on if they're wearing their pants up. In fact, there's only one player who doesn't. A ground ball over to second. Mazzaferro to Nanez. The relay to first is in time. It got Frazier. A base hit for Jesus Licone turns into a 6-4-3 double play. The Sunfish remain scoreless after 2. It's 4-0 Pioneers in Game 1 of this 2-game series. The 4-5-6 for the Pios due up. JT Walden, Alex Zerfas, and Jared Mazzaferro. Another lefty in JT Walden, Eric Smelko, a lefty for Western Nebraska as well. Swing and a miss on a curveball makes it a 0-1 count. Walden in the first inning had that 3-run homer, his 5th of the season, driving in 3 runs, making it the 4-0 ball game. Takes the slider low and in. It's 1-1. 282 average on the season for him. 11 doubles, 4 triples, now 5 home runs with 44 RBIs, 22 walks, 36 strikeouts. Breaking ball hits the inside part of the plate. It's 1-2. Walden went 3 for 4 last night, scoring 2 runs with a triple and a pair of home runs. Lines this one out of play, off the football complex, back into Karras Park, and it rolls through the gate, so it ends up out. Either way, all foul balls are presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. Keg Chicken. But out of Gonzaga, the redshirt freshman, 6'4" lefty. Grounds this one sharply into the Sunfish dugout. Still a 1-2 count. 4-0 Pios. After scoring 4 in the first inning, the Sunfish yesterday scored 3 in the first inning, didn't score again until the 8th in the 8th and 9th in their 8-5 loss to the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs. The Sunfish now 13-8, tied for second in the Clark division. A fly ball to left field, caught by Adonis Forte for out number 1. Sunfish currently on a 2-game losing streak after Spearfish beat Fremont yesterday. The Moose still only 3 games ahead of the Sunfish, but the Spearfish Sasquatch are now tied with Sioux Falls in the Clark division. The Pioneers are behind Sioux Falls, the first time they've been under 500 all season at 9-10. Foul ball to the back netting by Alex Zerfis. It's presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. Zerfis singled, had a stolen base, made it all the way over to third in the first inning. That's where he was left stranded. So with 1 out, top of the 3rd inning, I think everyone's kind of calmed down and gotten back into their rhythms, including myself. Curveballs fouled off. It's 0-2. Sunfish and the Pioneers, just a 2-game series, and this the only 2 games that they will play. In the original schedule change that was made back on July 11th, after the 2 games in Spearfish, the Sunfish were to travel to play Western Nebraska on their home turf. Off-speed misses away. It's 1-2. But then it was rechanged again, and that's where the Sunfish now play a 3-game series in Casper this weekend. Slider is lined past Jesus Licon into right field for a base hit. If I'm being honest, I don't think I've ever seen Jesus actually lay out for one. Sometimes you might see Zeph Hoffpower dive out, or even over at short and second, you can see JT and Benito maybe lay out for one. Norris McClure, Dane Frazier in the hot corner at third. But at first, you might not see a first baseman dive all too much. So 1 out, runner on first for Jared Mazzaferro. Pitch gets away from Will Olson, and Zerfis will get over to second. He made it over there on a stolen base his first time, and now he gets over there on a wild pitch. 1 ball, no strikes here in the top of the 3rd inning. Both teams trying to snap a losing streak. The Pioneers have lost 6. They were swept by the Hastings Sodbusters in their 2-game series on Saturday and Sunday. Chopped ball down the third base line is backhanded by Frazier, foul. It's 1-1. Their losing streak started before Fremont. Came all the way back on July 17th. A 10-8 loss to Souris Valley, followed by an 11-3 loss against the Sabre Dogs. The 1-1 is lifted into center field. Gannon Thompson not moving anywhere. It was hit directly at him. Zerfis was looking as if he was going to tag, but I don't think he had any intention of doing it whatsoever. And that brings up Jonathan Simrot. Jonathan, as the PA reads him, and that's what I will call him. Didn't, again, have an opportunity before the game to talk to Zach McKinstry of the Western Nebraska Pioneers broadcast team about pronunciations. Great guy over there. Might be hearing a little bit of him tomorrow on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. First pitch is lined down the left field line, and that'll fall. Fair ball. Rounding third is Zerfis. He'll score. On his way to second is Simrot for a 2-out double and another run for the Pios. Pioneers are a great team. In fact, they won the first half division, Clark division, that is. Finished with a 23-8 record, 2 games above the Spearfish Sasquatch, 3 games above the Fremont Moo. Overall, though, they've been falling. They're just 32-18 on the season, as Jonathan Ponder fouls one off for strike 1. Sunfish 9 games behind the Fremont Moo in the overall record. Just a matter of 5 games behind the Pioneers, chasing them overall, but 3 games up on them in regular second half standings. Curveball will hit for a strike. It's 0-2. 0-2 from Galindo is chased low, and Will Olson will hold on, and that's the first strikeout of the evening for Jorge Galindo. The Pioneers tack on one more off of 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. They extend their lead to 5-0 over Sioux Falls.
Pioneers get 1 run on. Number 33, Gannon Thompson.
Gannon Thompson, the center fielder for the Sunfish and the Sioux Falls native, steps up for the first time against Carson Ohl. Thompson has been struggling at the plate as of recent. It's been the strikeout bug that's been a problem for him. He'll see a fastball away for ball 1. In his past 3 games, Thompson has struck out 6 times. Grounds one down the third base line, foul. Thompson hasn't gotten a hit since July 16th in the win against the Moo. Went 0 for 4 on the 17th against Fremont. 0 for 3 against the Sabre Dogs all the way back on Thursday as he rips one into the glove of McGee at third. McGee double clutches, throws it, and almost gets beat by Thompson, but Thompson's beat on the throw for out number 1. Thompson batting .230 this season coming into today. And returning to the Sunfish. First time since the All-Star break is Adonis Forte, the All-Star for the Sunfish. Represented them in Casper, Wyoming for the All-Star Spectacular. Takes a strike down the heart of the plate. He's batting .289 on the season, 8 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. Takes a curveball outside for strike 2. Went 1 for 2 back on Sunday against the Fremont Moo, last Sunday, the 18th, not yesterday. After the Sunfish return for the All-Star break, he takes a fastball on the inside corner. 3 pitches, 3 strikes to Adonis Forte. Strikeout number 3 for Ohl. Forte was taking a trip to some school, checking him out, and now he's returned. His dad in the front row. He goes down looking. Dylan Cricket Danielson in the 9 spot for the Sunfish today. Wearing the teal socks with the white stripes. Fouls off a fastball for the first pitch. Cricket Danielson batting .127 this season. Went 0 for 3 on Saturday with a strikeout. 17 walks, 4 RBIs, 3 doubles for the Oral Roberts Golden Eagle. Danielson breaks the bat on a foul ball on top of the Sunfish bullpen. Record-breaking 500th broken bat for the Sunfish this season. I'm not actually being serious, but wouldn't be surprised if they're at least close to 50 or something. It seems like every time they average at least one a game. That's all I have to say. The Sunfish break a bat at least once a game. We're in what, game 53 this season? Would not be surprised if we're, I don't know, 53, 54 broken bats this season. Cricket Danielson's not one of the guys who usually breaks them. The 0-2's taken high. It's 1-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. The Pioneers lead 5-0 in their first chances against the Sunfish this season. Carson Ole looking fairly well on the mound as this one's lined straight into the glove of McKee at third. Another 3 up, 3 down inning. And after 3 from Karras Park in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, it's the Western Nebraska Pioneers 5, the Sioux Falls Sunfish 0. Antonio Nanez leads things off for the second time today. It's a beautiful day in Sioux Falls. Never really got to that. It is fairly cloudy here, but the sun able to shine through. Actually, it says it's sunny on my phone as Jorge Galindo's first pitch to Nanez catches Nanez on the wrist. There's a leadoff hit by pitch. Brings up Smelko. Eric Smelko, 2 for 2 tonight on the 87-degree evening here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It even says that there's a heat advisory in effect. Got up to about 92 today. Tomorrow, roughly 102. The throw over to first, Jesus Licone doesn't even attempt to make a tag as Nanez was fairly far off of first base. He's got a bit over a moderate lead over at first, as if he's about to take off on the first pitch, he doesn't. It's a changeup, misses high from Jorge Galindo. It's 1-0 to Eric Smelko. And besides that, really the first mistake in the first inning on the East 7 and then the infield single. Ground ball into the glove of Licone. It's called foul as it hops straight into the glove of Licone. He was turning, getting ready to fire it over to second for the double play, but instead the home plate umpire, who we have since the Fremont series referred to as Bubbles, called it foul. The throw over as, well, Nanez was not paying attention, but he dives back in time. It's 1-1. Sunfish, in their past few games, have been struggling to get the offense going. A high fly ball to left center field. Gannon Thompson will come over to make the catch for out number 1. First time Smelko has gone down today, and it'll be Cade McGee. 0 for 2, reaching on an E7 and scoring in the first, flying out in the second. Righty-righty matchup between Galindo and McGee. McGee been fairly busy over at third today, flashing the leather a few times and not letting anything by. 1 out runner on first, 5-0 ball game. Curveball misses high. Will Olson feigns a throw down to second, or first rather, but no throw. Sun starting to set to our right. Sizable crowd here on Host Family Appreciation Night. Ground ball to Garcia. Up, tosses it to Mix. The relay to first. Bounces into the glove of Jesus Licon. They got him! A 6-4-3 double play ends the inning. Antonio Nanez got hit on the first pitch he saw. Fly out to center and a 6-4-3 double play. The first double play turned in a little bit for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. Keeps the Pioneers scoreless in the fourth inning. It's 5-0 after the top of the fourth. We head to the bottom. Due up for the Sunfish, the top of the order. Mix, Garcia, Hoffpower when we return. JT Mix grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. The Sunfish only have one hit, and it came to Jesus Licon in the second inning. But Dane Frazier would ground out into a double play. So the Sunfish have not had anybody reach second base yet. Excuse me. Change up, hits at just below the knees, and JT Mix is ahead 1-0 against Carson Ohl, the all-star starter for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. This one shot down the right field line. Is it fair? No, it's not. It bounces off the wall. Just a bit to the right of the 310 foul pole in right field. It's a 1-1 count now to JT Mix on the Keg Chicken foul ball. Order it, eat it, crave it. Fans, I'm almost as tired of saying it as you are of hearing it, but go get some Keg Chicken. How about the 1-1 to JT Mix? Slider away. It's 2-1. But it was this series between the Pioneers and the Sunfish that it was just a bit confusing as to why they only play twice. Obviously, it's a bit of a drive for both teams. Fastball called a strike questionably at the knees. It's 2-2. The 2-2 to Mix. Swung on and missed. He was in front of the breaking ball inside. That's strikeout number 4 for Ohl on the evening. Benito Garcia struck out in the first inning, trying to get something going for the Sunfish, who trail by 5 in the fourth inning. But the Pioneers and the Sunfish only play each other twice. And I talked yesterday, 24 times do the Sunfish play Lewis Division teams, including 6 more games against the Sabre Dogs and the Casper Horseheads. Fastball called low. It's 1-0. The Pioneers have had their fair share of games against the Lewis Division as Garcia fouls off a fastball. It's 1-1.
Foul ball presented to you by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it.
The Sunfish have struggled offensively as of recent. Last night they did come back and score a run in the 9th inning, but they left the bases loaded and the game-tying run on first. Garcia takes a slider low and away for ball number 2. 1 run on Saturday. They would win Friday with just 4. Thursday they had 8 over the Sabre Dogs, but it's been a tough ride for the Sunfish. As of recent, a fastball hits at the knees. It's 2-2. Seems like they're barreling up a lot of balls. We talked in the pregame interview once again with Walker Bullington. He brought that up, and it's balls just haven't been falling. They've been hitting them right at the defense, and that's almost been a bit of a case tonight. Those who have made contact, at least. A soft grounder over to Mazzaferro at short. The throw over to first gets Garcia by half a step. There's 2 away.
Now batting number 7, the designated
2 up, 2 down. It's Zeph off power here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. Hoffpower was out number 3 last night. Absolutely shattered a bat. I think Zeph's the king of breaking bats for the Sunfish. Broke one on Friday right before he hit a leadoff double in the bottom of the 9th inning, sparking the comeback for the Sunfish. Lifts this one high to the right side, but out of play. In the 3rd quarter, China and USA are tied at 6 in women's water polo at the Olympics in Tokyo. The 0-1 to Hoffpower is taken below the knees, 1-1. Zeph playing in back-to-back nights since, well, Thursday and Friday. In fact, he almost plays in back-to-back nights all the time. His first time in the DH spot in quite a while. Takes a slider away. It's 2-1. He played 3 straight from July 18th through the 23rd. Took Friday off and then played yesterday and today. Or Saturday off, rather. Swings on a fastball. It's now 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. But it's the dog days of the summer for Sioux Falls. They've had the blessings of having a nice long homestand, not too much road games. But after tomorrow, it'll be 8 straight road games, 9 days on the road. Fastball gets Hoffpower looking. 2 strikeouts in the 4th inning. Ole is up to 5 on the evening. And the Sunfish go 3 up, 3 down for the 4th straight inning. Carson Ole has faced the minimum amount of batters, allowing just 1 base runner on that single from Licon in the 2nd, as the Pioneers lead 5-0 after 4. Jake English, JT Walden, and Alex Zerfus lead off for Western Nebraska here in the top of the 5th inning. Pios leading 5-0 over the Sunfish. Jorge Galindo back on the mound in his first start as a Sioux Falls Sunfish. His pitch is lined into right field. That'll fall and get by Dylan Cricket Danielson to the wall. On his way to second is English for a double. They might actually give that a single with an error. If so, that'll be the 2nd error of the evening for the Sunfish. Yes, that's what it is. A single with an E9. on pitch number 58 for Jorge Galindo. Gives up a single and an E9, and it'll be JT Walden, who homered in the first, flew out in the third with a runner on second now with no outs in the top of the fifth inning. Longest Jorge Galindo has ever gone was 4 innings of relief on June 20th against the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. He'll drop a curveball in for strike one. Allowed no runs off 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts all the way back on the 20th. So far through 4 innings, he's allowed 5 runs off 8 hits with the Sunfish defense behind him committing 2 errors. A high fly ball will hook on a play for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Walden. Walden's got, looks like almost a different pair of pants on than his teammates. Got black and white trim down the left side. Swing and a miss on a slider in the dirt. The tag from Will Olson will put 1 away. That's strikeout number 2 for Galindo this evening. Most strikeouts he's had in a game is 5 back on July 5th. So 4 1/3 innings. Jorge Galindo has officially entered his longest outing as a Sioux Falls Sunfish, and Walker Bullington looking to get as much as he can out of the pitcher from El Paso Community College. Alex Zerfis has a pair of singles today. Scored back in the 3rd inning to make it 5-0 for the Pioneers. Batting on the right side of the plate. Takes a slider low and away. Sun starting to set to our right. Shadows creeping in right field at Karras Park, home of Ronkin Field, on the beautiful campus of Augustana University. Sunfish don't have many home games left. Too many home games. There we go. Many 2. Mixing up the words there. Breaking ball. Hits the zone. It's ones across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Tomorrow, and then a 2-game series to close out the season against the Fremont Moo. Slider taken low and away makes the count 2-1. Sixth and 7th against Fremont. 6:35 first pitch. The Sunfish somehow come back and pull this one out. Pop up to the second base side. JT Mix calls for it. Jesus Licone will mimic his second base teammate. That's a bit of, who am I thinking of? Played on the Rangers. Adrian Beltre would sometimes pull something like that, mimicking a teammate. To catching a fly ball. I know that was a lot to get through that little bit of a story. I'm sorry, fans. It's been a long day, a hot day. 2 outs. Jared Mazzaferro fouls off the first pitch thrown to him. Keg Chicken, order it, eat it, crave it. Not even going to say they sponsored that foul ball. It's just Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. You know you want to. No balls and a strike in the top of the 5th inning. 2 outs, runner on second base. Western Nebraska Pioneers versus the Sioux Falls Sunfish. Curve ball catches the outside corner. It's 0-2. Big game for both of these teams. Both of them have their respective losing streaks, one significantly larger than the other. Pioneers have lost 6 straight. Sunfish have just lost back-to-back against the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs. The 0-2 is lined down the left field line. That's a fall for a base hit. Jake English on his way home. On his way to second is Mazzaferro. He'll beat the tag with a 2-out double. Second time today a 2-out double has scored somebody. And it's now 6-0 Pioneers as Jorge Galindo is just trying to get out of this one with minimal damage. No one is up and throwing in the Sunfish bullpen. It almost makes you think that Walker Bullington is just going to take Jorge Galindo as long as he can go. And from what I've been told, this is Galindo's last night as a Sunfish. He'll throw a slider to Jonathan Simrot, who doubled to score Zerfus his last time up. Mazzaferro on second with 2 outs. 6-0 Pioneers over the Sunfish. 68-mile-an-hour slider hits at the knees. It's 0-2. Host family appreciation night at Karras Park. My host mom, along with Carter Tibbetts and Jacob Lassier and Davis in attendance, as she always is. Fastball taken for ball 1. If you're interested in the rest of the season, which obviously with a 9-game road stand isn't too long, but the Sunfish players recently found out, thanks to some ownership in the Expedition League, might have to leave the University of Sioux Falls dorms. A ball poked down the right field line will be called foul, and it's still 1-2. So if you're looking to host a Sunfish player, contact General Manager Nick Moen or Assistant General Manager Zach Campbell via the Sunfish website. Or if you're interested in becoming a host family for the 2022 Sunfish season, perks include you get discounts at the merchandise stand, 2 complimentary tickets to every Sunfish home game, and just a lot of memories hosting a Sunfish ball player. All these guys are nice guys, and they're a hoot to have around. Slider misses. It's 2s across the board. Myself, Jacob Lassier, Carter Tibbetts having an absolute blast with Ann Davis this summer. And it's just it's basically just like having another kid around. Well, not all too much, as they're not around all the time. The 2-2 misses away. It's now a full count. But you get to come to ball games, experience what it's like living with a baseball player, share some good memories. Heck, one of my favorite memories from the summer, we had a day off, and our host mom, Ann Davis, took us to Lake Okoboji on her boat. Just share some experiences with your player. Chopped ground ball over to Benito Garcia, fires it across the infield for out number 3. The Western Nebraska Pioneers put up 1 run off 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. It's now 6-0 Pios when we return for the bottom of the 5th. Carson Hull has faced the minimum amount of batters that he can against the Sioux Falls Sunfish. He has given up a hit, so it's safe to say he doesn't have a perfect game, but, well, if he doesn't give up that hit, he does have a perfect game. He's gone 4 innings, allowing just 1 base runner and no runs. Will Olson trying to change that, leading off the bottom of the 5th inning. If I said 5 innings, I meant 4. Fastball's called a strike on the lower outside corner to Olson, who struck out swinging his last time up. Foul ball makes it an 0-2 count. Carson Hull Before tonight, had not pitched since July 14th, so just over a week. Actually, not even just over a week. Basically, over a couple days over a week. 5 to be exact, almost 2 weeks since he last pitched. The 0-2 taken high, 1-2. Went 8 innings against the Canyon County Spuds, allowed just 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 5 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Throws a curveball low and in. It's an even 2-2 count. Longest outing was the 8. Shortest was 3 1/3 back on opening night against the Casper Horseheads for the Pios. The 2-2 is fouled over the press box out of play. But in his last 3 starts combined, has only allowed 6 earned runs. As the Pioneers, well, their defense does commit quite a bit of errors. Olsen sharply hits this one high to shallow right field, though, as Jonathan Ponder is there for out number 1.
Now batting the first baseman, number 36.
Jesus Lee Cohn, who is responsible for the only base hit of the evening for the Sioux Falls Sunfish, steps up. But in fact, the Western Nebraska Pioneers commit the most amount of errors out of any team in the Expedition League, 106. All the Sunfish really need to do is just put one on the ground, and there's a chance the Pioneers might commit a pair of errors like the Sunfish already have. Lee Cohn takes ball 1 on the fastball. Usually the Sunfish have been barreling it up and just hitting it at people. Tonight they just haven't been able to make some contact, as Lee Cohn, right on cue, fouls one off. Presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. Here's the 1-1. Taken in the dirt. It's 2-1. The fourth quarter, the women's USA National Water Polo team is up by 3 with 7.5 remaining over China. The 2-1 is popped up. Center field. Eric Smelko moved a bit to his right. Now back to his left. Has plenty of time to make that catch for out number 2. Dean Frazier grounded into the inning-ending double play in the second. He's got no one on this time, but 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, with the Sunfish trailing by 6. They've only been shut out once this season. It was 1-0 Fremont 2 Mondays ago. The first pitch to Dane Frazier is taken for a strike. So the Sunfish have never been, well, they've been shut out once, but it wasn't this great of a deficit in runs. It was just a 1-run ball game, a much closer pitcher's duel. Curveball taken at the knees for strike 2, and Frazier is down 0-2 to Carson Ohl. Ohl looks calm, cool, and collected on the mound. Been taking his time in his windup and in his rhythm. The 0-2 is lined into center field. Coming in is Smelko. He'll dive, and he drops it. Had it in his glove. It bounced out. A nice diving try by Eric Smelko. Timed it perfectly. He looks like he was going to almost let it fall at first, and a last second chose to dive out for it. But it came out when it hit the ground. So a single for Dane Frazier. Breaks the consecutive batters retired for Carson Ohl. Going back to that second inning, he was up to 9. And well, if you really count Jesus Lee Cohn as one of the batters retired on the double play, that's actually 10. So Dane Frazier singled. Gannon Thompson takes a ball low. And now Carson Ohl has no longer faced the minimum amount of batters, unless somehow Dane Frazier gets thrown out trying to take second. Fastball will miss a bit low and in. It's 2-0. Still scoreless, though, for the Sunfish, and as long as Sioux Falls remains scoreless, I think we'll be seeing a lot more of Carson Ohl. He's up to 55 pitches through 4 2/3 innings. Pitch number 56 will catch the outer part of the zone. It's 2-1. 6 runs off 9 hits for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. The Sunfish just have a pair, one of which coming in this inning. They've also committed 2 errors in the field. Old kicks and delivers, throws a fastball just a bit too hard and low. It's 3-1. Adonis Forte is on deck for Sioux Falls. Got his orange arm sleeve on the right arm in his first game back since the All-Star break. 3 balls, 1 strike. Old kicks and delivers. Sharply hit through the hole on the left side. Back-to-back base hits for the Sunfish. The first time they've had 2 runners on, and the first time they've had a guy reach second this evening. Adonis Forte struck out looking his last time up, is now up. And since he was announced that he was an all-star a few weeks ago, Adonis has, well, struggled a little bit. It was announced roughly on about, I think, July 7th or 8th, who the all-stars were. And from July 9th to July 18th, the 18th being the day before the all-star break, Adonis only put together 1 hit. He pops up the first hit he sees down the left field line. A sliding try by Mazzaferro, but it falls, and it's strike 1 to Forte. It was up the third base line, went into foul territory down the left field line. Cade McGee was chasing after it, but Mazzaferro called him off, thinking he had the better chance. And on the slide, just couldn't hold on to it. No balls and a strike to Forte. Adonis pieced together just 1 hit late in the game against the Fremont Moo, that 8-6 loss back on the 18th. The 0-1, taken for a strike on the inside corner. Adonis Forte, with where he steps in the box, he's kind of backing out. They saw this in the first at-bat. He backs out on these fastballs in. That's because his back left foot, as he is a lefty, the back left foot is on the back part of the zone, but is also just in the back corner where it meets the inner part of the batter's box. He's crowding the plate. He's basically standing over it. He's jammed on a fastball in, and Adonis Forte has a few words for the home plate umpire. Home plate umpire Bubbles is saying no, it's on the plate. Adonis still having some words with the home plate umpire, talking about how he did not catch part of the plate, but Bubbles is saying, well, you were standing over the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts looking for Adonis Forte. The Sunfish leave 2 stranded the first time they left anyone on base as they piece together 2 hits. It's still 6-0 Pioneers after 5. Let's go. Jonathan Ponder 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout as the Western Nebraska Pioneers lead 6-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. A changeup is swung on and missed. Jorge Galindo still cruising. He's allowed 9 hits and 6 runs, but Walker Bullington not wanting to exhaust any arms if he doesn't need to. Slider called a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. You'll see tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say is you'll see tomorrow just how desperate Walker Bullington is for some pitchers. Another slider misses away. It's 1-2. Jorge Galindo is up to 77 pitches through 5 innings. Misses high with a fastball. It's 2-2 now. Sunfish just hoping the Fremont Moo continue to lose, if they continue to lose, just so it's still a 3-game difference. Ground ball over to Jesus Licon, plays it off the second hop, and will take it himself at first for out number 1. Jonathan Ponders 0 for 3. Antonio Nanez was hit on the first pitch in the 4th inning, but he was out number 1 of the 6-4-3 double play turn in the top of the 4th inning. So Nanez is 0 for 1, grounding out to short in the 2nd. Still looking for his first hit. It would be the 10th of the ball game for the Pios. He'll take a slow curveball for a strike. Fremont Moo are playing the Hastings Sodbusters on Duncan Field. Swing and a miss on a changeup, and Nanez is behind 0-2. Sodbusters in the bottom of the 5th lead 1-0 over the Moo. Sodbusters took 2 against the Pioneers. They've kind of got themselves a winning streak. The 0-2 is a curveball taken in the dirt. No chase there by Nanez. In fact, the Sodbusters currently on their 2-game winning streak, 4-6 in their last 10 games. Sunfish 5-5, the Pios 3-7. Slider called strike 3 on the outside corner. The beer batter is retired on strikes, and beer's $1 off for the remainder of the inning here at Karras Park. And for you at home, you Pioneers fans, you're not familiar with this, but when a beer batter strikes out here at Karras Park, beers are on me. Get up, go to your fridge, find yourself a cold one, and enjoy it. For you Sunfish fans, you know the drill. There's 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. A fastball will miss just away. It's 1-0. To the top of the order, Eric Smelko, the righty-lefty matchup. Smelko 2 for 3 with a pair of singles in the first 2 innings. Fouls off a curveball. It's 1-1. Galindo's curveball's been working pretty well. That one was left a bit upstairs. But they've been breaking pretty well. Not much velocity behind Galindo's pitches, but that's not what he's ever used all season. It's the off-speed that fools the batters. He'll throw another curveball. This time it misses away. It's 2-1. But he makes it work. In fact, he's got one of the lowest ERAs coming into tonight's game for the Sunfish. A broken bat liner just nicks the tip of the glove of Dane Frazier and rolls down the left field line. Chugging his way to second is Smelko. The throw from Adonis Forte will be a bit late, as there was a yell and a point. Not sure what happened, as home plate umpire is going to be talking with Jorge Galindo, checking the ball, just making sure nothing was wrong with it. So a double by Eric Smelko puts a runner on second with 2 outs for Cade McGee. A broken bat double. Dane Frazier had a nice reaction time and a dive on that, but was just a bit short. It tipped off of his glove. I think if it didn't hit his glove, it might have actually been foul. He pushed it foul as well, though, making it a fair ball. Change up inside is jamming Cade McGee, and it goes to Gannon Thompson in center field. So the double doesn't mean anything except the 10th base hit of the evening for Western Nebraska. No runs off 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. After the top of the 6th inning, the Pioneers are still up by 6 over the Sunfish from Karras Park. Bottom of the 6th inning between the Sunfish and the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Dylan Cricket Danielson will lead things off. The 5th inning broke up that minimum batters faced route that Carson Ohl was on, and Dylan Cricket Danielson, who hasn't let off yet this game, now leads off in the bottom of the 6th. Speaking of 6, the Sunfish are down 6-0 over the Pios. Cricket Danielson swings on the first pitch he sees, but it'll be straight to Antonio Nanez on the fly for out number 1. Sunfish have been aggressive at the plate, but just haven't made good contact tonight. It's been previous nights that they have been making better contact. Tonight, they just haven't been able to find it, and Carson Ohl, it's not like it's anything different from what the Sunfish have been seeing. I'm not sure what's going different for them. But they've only pieced together 3 hits, 2 of which came last inning. Fastball will be called a ball 1 away. It's 1-0. Ground ball over to short. Mezzafero over to first. It almost takes Simrat off the base, but he'll stay on, keep the toe, and it'll be a 6-3 putout for Benito Garcia. Benito Garcia. Thank you for the shoulder rub by our assistant general manager, Zach Campbell. They pamper me here at Karras Park. Get a nice shoulder massage in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 outs. Benito Garcia pops one up right side, giving chase is Simrat, but he'll stop at the fence. He'll go out of play for strike 1. That foul ball presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 3 hits for the Sunfish. 1 for Dane Frazier, 1 for Gannon Thompson, 1 for Jesus Licone, 10 for the Pioneers. Garcia lifts this one. First base side, foul territory. Simrat was running after it again before it just kept carrying out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Garcia now. Ronkin Field at Karras Park is almost completely covered in shadows now as the sun has begun to set. The 0-2 brushes back Garcia at the hips. It's 1-2. I think the longest the Sunfish have remained scoreless through a game besides being shut out is the 8th inning. A hard hit ball past the diving glove of Mezzafero for another base hit for the Sunfish. 3 of their 4 hits have come with 2 outs tonight. Benito Garcia gets the 4th hit in 6 innings. Zeph off power, 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout looking. Trying to piece something together and start a little bit of a rally for Sioux Falls. Takes the change up low and away. It's 1-0. For everybody listening on the Sioux Falls Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube, let me know where you're listening from. And get a shout out. We'll just see where all the Sunfish and even you Western Nebraska Pioneers fans, let's see where everyone's listening from. Foul off the end of the bat of Zeph Hoffpower makes it a 1-1 count. Thanks, Gail King. Being a host family is an awesome experience. Gail, host family for Jesus Licone. The 1-1 brushes back Zeph. Did he get hit? No. Got out of the way. Almost looked like it might have hit him in the back knee. So 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. A runner on first. Sunfish down by 6 to the Pios. Hard hit ball straight into the glove of Cade McKee at third. And another 2-out base hit leaves another stranded for the Sunfish. No runs, 1 hit, no error, 1 left on base. And on the Sioux Falls Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube, it's the Western Nebraska Pioneers 6, the Sioux Falls Sunfish 0.
Leading off, number 21, the catcher, Jake English.
Well, this is a first. Tanner Wilson is now pitching for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. He'll first face off against Jake English. Jorge Galindo will be taken out after going 6 innings, allowing 6 runs, 4 of them earned off 10 hits. And as it is first pitch as a Sunfish, he'll throw a pitch low that'll bounce away from Will Olson. It's 1-0. So 10 hits, 6 runs, only 4 of them earned. No walks, 3 strikeouts for Galindo. Thank you for Jody from Yuma, Arizona. Carson Oles' grandmother listening. A line drive straight into the glove of Benito Garcia for out number 1. Tanner Wilson in the first batter he sees gets an out.
Now batting the left fielder, number
Heck of a start for the man who does everything. Gail listening from Mitchell, Nebraska. Alex Zerfis is host family. Once again, Sunfish and Pios fans in the chat, let me know where you're listening from. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning to JT Walden. Walden had his solo home run in the, or not solo, excuse me, 3-run home run in the first inning. Flew out and struck out his last 2 times up. Change-ups thrown for a strike. It's 0-1. I think there's a little bit of a smile from Walden at the plate, seeing how slow that one came in. 67 on the off-speed. Another off-speed, misses away. It's 1-1. But Tanner Wilson, who hurt his knee all the way back on July 11th against the Fremont Moo in Game 2 of that doubleheader, throws a fastball that's lifted high to center field. Coming to his left, or his right, excuse me, is Gannon Thompson. Lefts and rights are hard, but Gannon Thompson will make the catch for out number 2. Alex Zerfis, 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and a run scored, and is now up with 2 outs. But since hurting his knee, which he is now back, he even hit in the designated hitter spot the other night. Let's see. He joined me as a color commentator, fulfilling his life dream of color commentating with me on the broadcast. Fastball misses a bit low. It's 1-0. He did that, sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in the same game, sang the national anthem later that week, threw out the first pitch. This one sharply grounded into the glove of Dane Frazier. The throw over brings Jesus Licon off the base. The tag is applied, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. So he joined me on the broadcast, saying, "Take me out to the ball game," sang the national anthem, threw the first pitch, was an on-field host, and goes 3-up, 3-down inning in his first game as a pitcher. It's still 6-0, and it's stretching time from Karras Park. Will Olson, Jesus Licon, and Dane Frazier lead things off in the bottom of the 7th inning, with the Sunfish trailing the Western Nebraska Pioneers 6-0. The Outdoor Boys saying that Zeph's grandparents are attending the game from Berwick, Louisiana. I did see them before the game. Zeph came up, gave him a hug before this one. Hopefully Zeph can get a base hit for them from the designated hitter spot. Will Olson takes a pitch in the dirt from Carson Ohl. Mackenzie Todd, listening from Gering, Nebraska, the host of JT Walden, the left fielder for the Pios. Thanks for listening, Mackenzie. Sharply hit ground ball to shortstop. Gloved by Mazzaferro. The throw over in time for out number 1.
Now batting the first baseman, number 36.
Jesus Licon, who's 1 for 2 on the evening, had the first hit back in the 2nd inning. There have been 3 since for Sioux Falls, but no runs have scored as Carson Ohl has been wheeling and dealing on the mound for the Pios. Scott McClure, the McClure family watching from Louisiana. Licon rips one into left field for a base hit. His 2nd of the ball game. First pitch taken into left, and Jesus now 2 for 3. Again, with 1 out, now this is a great opportunity for Sioux Falls to get something going. Right now, with 1 out and Licon getting a base hit, we're starting to show signs of the 2nd inning, in which Dane Frazier grounded into a double play. Sunfish not looking for that to happen again. The McClures from Mandeville, Louisiana. We're just up here in Sioux Falls. Gotten to witness a heck of a walk-off on Friday. Fastball up and away, called ball 1. Jen Barna, JT Walden's family in Sacramento, California, always listening to the Pios games. Well, thank you for listening on the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. I know you Pioneers fans are blessed with the voice of Zach for your usual home games, and even if you like to tune in on them on the radio on the away games, appreciate you stopping by the live stream. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. The 2-0 is lined sharply into center field. Back is Smelko. He'll camp underneath it for out number 2. That's what the Sunfish have been dealing with as of recent. Getting a nice hit ball, but just right at someone. A hard hit ball straight to center field. Just not being able to land for Sioux Falls. There's 2 away now with a runner on first. Carrie Nanez and the Nanez family in Los Gatos, California, cheering for the Pios. Again, thank you to all you Pioneers fans watching the live stream today. 2 outs for Gannon Thompson. He'll take a fastball on the outside corner. Sunfish have not scored yet. The Pioneers have not scored since the 5th inning when they crossed 1. Throw over to first. Jesus Licone kind of crawls back to first almost. Doesn't have much experience sliding back. Tyler Olmstead, the first base coach for the Sunfish, giving a pat on the back of the helmet. Sunfish have been victim to a few nasty slides this season. Slider cuts to the zone. It's 1-1. Kenneth Dutka most notably had one where he was sliding headfirst in the 3rd, almost face planted. Well, not almost face planted. He did. He actually, I think, had a cut lip after that, if I'm not mistaken. The 1-1 grounded into the hole at second. It tips off the glove of Mazzaferro as he was sliding. It gets into center field. Licone will stop at second. Another base hit for Sioux Falls puts 2 on, courtesy of Gannon Thompson, who's 2 for 3 himself this evening. Adonis Forte, who has struck out looking twice. He's struck out looking twice. He's backing off the plate a little bit this time. I think his conversation with the home plate umpire and maybe even hitting coach Lane Hovde with some conversations in the dugout might have helped him realize that some of those fastballs inside, as there's another one, it's called a strike at the knees. That one might have been a bit of an inside pitch. Call benefiting the Pios on that one. And again, don't have the best view from up here. Might have caught the corner of the plate. It's Carson Old taking a long look in before checking back at Jesus Licone at second. Kicks and delivers. Ground ball, right side, stopped by Nanez. He comes up and throws, but it's not in time. The speedy Adonis Forte gets an infield hit, and the bases are loaded. Forte was jammed on that one. Nanez had a nice sliding stop. Had to throw from his knees, and the throw just wasn't in time. Forte has proven his speed all season, and he gets an infield hit on that one. Bases are loaded for Dylan Cricket Danielson. Sunfish on the verge of scoring their first run of the ball game in the bottom of the 7th. Carson Old back in the windup. Has now allowed 7 hits through 6 2/3 innings. Winds and delivers. Cricket Danielson sees a fastball for a strike. Outside corner, not his pitch. He is a fastball hitter. Can hit to all aspects of the field, not just a pull ball hitter. All of his doubles, though, have been to left field. The 0-1 jammed him a bit. On the curveball, it's 0-2. 2 outs, bases loaded for the Sunfish. This is the first time they've had a runner on third. It's Jesus Licone. Gannon Thompson on second, Adonis Forte on first. Here's the 0-2 from Old. Foul tipped into the glove of English, and Cricket Danielson goes down swinging. No runs off 3 hits, no errors. 3 left on base for the Sunfish. They remain scoreless through 7 as the Western Nebraska Pioneers lead 6-0 after 7 full from Karras. Looks like there may be someone up and throwing in the Pioneers bullpen. Carson Ohl is at 86 pitches through 7 innings, so we may see him at least make an appearance in the 8th inning if he can't get out of it. Otherwise, they might just pull him, save his arm, as it is a 6-0 ball game, so why keep him in longer than he needs to be? Tanner Wilson still on the bump for the Sunfish. Jared Mazzaferro pops up a pitch in foul territory at third base, though. Easy catch for Dane Frazier, who'll make the catch. As I look back at home, Mazzaferro was kind of spun around on that swing, and he was just staring directly into the face of Will Olson behind the plate. At least both teams are having a good time. Obviously, the Pioneers maybe a little bit more as they lead 6-0. But, I mean, the Sunfish team, while they do enjoy winning and have a lot more fun when they win, they still somehow find to have a good time. Fastball's called a strike at the knees of Jonathan Simrot. He pops this one up to right center field. Cricket Danielson on the run. Same with Gannon Thompson. It'll be Thompson to make the catch from center field on the run, showing his range. The Sioux Falls native at Michigan State. It's now 2 outs for Jonathan Ponder. Darren, listen from Pearl City, Hawaii. Go Pios, he says. Sunfish had a few players from Hawaii on the team earlier in the season. Drew Ballou, who headed back. So the first pitch to Jonathan Ponder is fouled off. And, of course, the man with the longest last name and the hardest one to say, Cade Kalehuavehi. The 0-1 to Ponder is a curveball, or changeup, actually, as I don't think Tanner Wilson throws a curveball, but the changeup fools Ponder, who swings through it. He's down 0-2. Tanner Wilson winds, kicks in, delivers. Fastball's lifted. Bounces into the glove of Benito Garcia. The throw over. 6 up, 6 down. Tanner Wilson, the man who can do it all and keeps the Pios scoreless through 2. He'll be greeted by Logan Hunt with a knuckle and a bit of a hug, or a double knuckle actually, from Zeph Offpower. 6-0 Pios as we head to the bottom of the 8th. JT Mix will lead things off against Ryan Reynolds. No, not that Ryan Reynolds. I know I got all you fooled. Well, not you Pios fans. You guys know who Ryan is. But Ryan Reynolds. On the mound, relieving Carson Ohl. We'll get you Reynolds' stats in just a moment, but the righty kicks and delivers. 89 on the radar. Low and in to JT, ball one. JT Mix 0 for 3 on the evening, grounding out twice, striking out once. Another fastball comes up and in, and JT Mix is ahead 2-0. Reynolds out of Cal State Bakersfield throws an 87-mile-an-hour changeup, or fastball, excuse me, inside. It's still 3-0. Joel Licon from Chihuahua, Mexico. Member of Jesus' family, I'd assume. Don't want to assume which member, but thank you for listening. Fastball brushes back JT. He'll draw the first walk of the game. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, that's just the first walk of the game. That is. There's not been a walk issued by either team until now. Top of the 8th inning. I'd have to assume that in the entire Expedition League, that might be the longest, unless there was a game in which no one was walked. But that's the first walk of the game issued by any pitcher. And it comes to Ryan Reynolds. His 14th allowed this season. 10 strikeouts through 7 2/3 innings pitched. Benito Garcia rips this one into left field. That's a base hit. JT Mix on his way to third. He'll hold up. Takes a hard round around second before holding up as JT Walden's throw got in. A walk and a base hit. Put 2 on with no outs for Zeph Hoffpower. Ryan Reynolds, his last appearance came July 22nd against the Moo, when 2/3 of an inning allowed just 1 hit and 2 batters faced. He's got 2 on with no outs for Zeph Hoffpower, who's 0 for 3. Fastball runs in, 87 on the radar. Six runs off 10 hits for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. No runs yet for Sioux Falls as JT Mix dances a bit at second. Hoffpower skyrockets this one to the dead of the infield. Ryan Reynolds will call off his infield, and that's something you don't see every day. A P1. Pop out to the pitcher. Usually pitchers allow their infielders to come make the catch. But Ryan Reynolds taking it himself. 1 out for Will Olson with 2 on in the bottom of the 8th inning. The lights still up in the sky, but the lights have turned on here at Karras Park. I've been told that Ryan Reynolds on the mound, who throws a fastball that almost hits Will Olson, he has to break dance out of the way for ball 1. But I'm told his nickname is Deadpool. Of course, the actor, the Canadian actor Ryan Reynolds, famous for bringing the Marvel anti-hero to life on the big screen in Deadpool and Deadpool 2. Ground ball chopped over to short. The throw to second will just get Benito Garcia as Will Olson reaches on the fielder's choice. JT Mix now at third, though, on the 6-4. And with runners at the corners, it's the man who's 2 for 3, Jesus Licon. Got quite a few RBIs this season, looking to add a few more. Licon has 20 RBIs, just behind Thompson, Benito Garcia, Carter Tibbetts, and Will Olson. He'll lift this one high, but out of play. With the Olympics going on, currently we're watching the 200-meter freestyle, women's 200-meter freestyle out in Tokyo. Fans, I know we asked it the other night, but what has been your favorite ground ball straight into Alex Shoemaker? The ball is called dead. JT Mix will head back to third, as it'll just be a dead ball. Jesus Licon will stay at first, and the bases will be loaded with 2 outs. So I think that's just listed as a single. I'll actually check the official scoring, just see what they end up putting. It is a single, as Walker Bullington now coming out to wonder why JT Mix doesn't score on that one, as he was running home off the bat. And so even if it's a dead ball, if that one somehow gets by and Antonio Nanez makes the play or doesn't make the play, JT would have crossed home. It was a quick conversation with Bullington. So it's just going to be JT Mix staying at third off the single by Jesus Licon. 3 for 4 for Jesus. He's having a heck of a night. And Dane Frazier, 1 for 3, making it to second before being left out there. The Sunfish have left 6 stranded through the past 3 innings. Frazier lines this one into a jumping glove of Antonio Nanez at second. They'll leave the bases loaded once more. No runs off 1 hit, no errors, 3 left on base. We head to the 9th inning with the Sunfish on the verge of potentially being shut out for the 2nd time this season. It's 6-0 Pioneers as we return after this for the 9th inning. Tanner Wilson will return to the mound for his 3rd inning of work. He'll face off against Antonio Nanez for the first time, and the fastball will reach inside. It's 1-0. Fastball right down the middle. 81 from Tanner Wilson. That's the fastest we've seen all night from him. It's a 1-1 count. It's time and off speed. Called strike 2. It's 1-2. Pitch gets away from Will Olson. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to number 2, Antonio Nanez, who's 0 for 2 on the night. Got hit by a pitch in the 4th, but was out number 1 of a double play. Tanner Wilson drops a curveball in. Don't know where that one missed. Must have been a bit inside. It's 3-2 now. Pitch comes up and almost drills Nanez in the head. And I don't know where that curveball missed. That's the first batter that Tanner Wilson has not retired. He was a perfect 6 up, 6 down. Issues just the 2nd walk of the ball game. And Eric Smelko, who's 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a double, steps up from the left-handed batter's box against the righty Tanner Wilson. Wilson will now be out of the stretch, throwing a fastball low and away. Wilson has only 20 pitches. 21 is grounded to Jesus Licon. He spins, fires to second. Garcia's relay. Got him at first. A 3-6-3 double play. The first time the Sunfish have turned one of those this year. Licon spun, fired it to his shortstop Garcia, who spun around and threw it to Licon. That's 2 double plays tonight, though, that have been questionable second outs, if I do say so myself. They have benefited the Sunfish on the call. I will say that. But as an unbiased broadcaster, seemed like Smelko might have ran that one out, same as Cade McGee might have in the 4th as well. The out was called, though, and either way, there's 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Cade McGee takes a slow curveball away. It's 0-1. Wilson winds, kicks, and delivers. Another off speed is fouled off. It's 0-2. Off speed, grounded off the glove of Tanner Wilson. Benito Garcia can't get a play on it. It bounces off of his chest. So with 2 outs, Cade McGee gets on, and it looked like Wilson might have had a unofficial 3-up, 3-down inning. Instead, just a hard-hit ball gets by 2 gloves of the Sunfish. That'll be an E6. Credited an error to Benito Garcia, the 3rd of the game for Sioux Falls. And Jake English, who reached on an E single and then got to second on an E9 in the 5th, is now up. Breaking ball misses a bit low. It's 1-0. This ball's lifted down the right field line. Cricket Danielson giving chase. It'll be out of his reach. In the bullpen, that looked like Norris McClure off the bounce shoved it at Dylan Cricket Danielson as if to say he caught it. No one's calling it out, but it's 1 ball and a strike with 2 outs to Jake English. Tanner Wilson sets, takes a peek over at first, and delivers a curveball in the dirt for ball 2. Sun is officially set behind the trees to the right. It's a fastball 80 miles an hour, just a bit in. It's 3 balls and a strike now to English. There's a group of players in the Sunfish bullpen. None of them are warming up. I think it's just all the Sunfish pitchers, as I don't think Tanner Wilson's coming out of this one. The pitch misses high and in. McGee was off on the pitch, but he'll just end up at second via the walk. And Katie Ledecky in the semifinals takes her heat in the women's 200-meter freestyle. I hadn't seen the beginning of the race, so I just assumed based on the amount she was ahead, I thought it was Katie Ledecky. Really just the woman Michael Phelps. Like the fact that I think that's been said, but if it hasn't, I think it's just fair to say that Katie Ledecky is the woman Michael Phelps. And Tanner Wilson will throw a fastball on the lower outside corner for a strike to the lefty JT Walden, who since hitting that 3-run bomb in the first has gone 0 for 3. Take that 3-run bomb out, it's just a 3-0 ball game, but 4 runs in the first inning is more than the Sunfish have been able to come back from. A high fly ball to left center field. Forte was going back, now he's coming in. He'll make the catch for out number 3. Almost looked like another potential missed fly ball for the Sunfish outfield, but they get it in time. No runs cross off no hits, 1 error with 3 left on base. The Sioux Falls, 2 runners on base, excuse me. The Sunfish are down by 6. Can they come back on this one, or will they be shut out for the second time this season? We'll see when we return. Gannon Thompson, Adonis Forte, Dylan Cricket Danielson, the 7-8-9 for the Sunfish are the last hope as they trail 6-0. Ryan Reynolds will throw an 88-mile-an-hour fastball inside for ball 1. Thompson, 2 for 3, has singled his last 2 times up. But the Sunfish are still trailing. He lifts this one high to shallow left field. I thought he got a bit more of it, but you could tell I think it was a bit more on the handle than on the barrel. He was looking to turn on it, but just missed it. He flies out to left for out number 1. Adonis Forte, who had an infield single to load the bases in the 7th, is 1 for 3. Back-to-back games with a base hit. One on July 18th and now one 8 days later. He'll take a fastball in the outside corner. This is his first at-bat against Ryan Reynolds. Carson Ohl had figured out that Forte didn't like the fastballs in, and Reynolds just fools him with a fastball out. Another time away. This time it missed a bit more out. It's 1-1. Six runs off 10 hits for Sioux Falls. No runs off 9 for the Sunfish. Fastball gets Forte to swing and miss. He's down 1-2. If my memory serves me correct, I haven't really seen Ryan Reynolds throw an off speed. He's been blowing the Sunfish away with the fastball. This time he throws 87 in the dirt.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Adonis Forte in the bottom of the 9th. Swings and misses on the fastball up and in. There's 2 away. Sunfish have not scored yet today. And the Western Nebraska Pioneers have not scored since the 5th. And Dylan Cricket Danielson is the last hope for Sioux Falls, if they're not going to get shut out for the second time in franchise history. A short franchise history at that. In fact, just 52 and 8.5 innings of franchise history. Fastball's called a strike as Cricket Danielson watches that one go by. Reynolds sets at the belt, lifts and delivers. Fastball low. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th inning, nobody on. Cricket Danielson fouls off a fastball. He's down to his last strike. The Sunfish return tomorrow. 6:35 first pitch here from Karras Park on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. Reynolds kicks and delivers. Fastball inside makes Cricket Danielson turn his back a little. He does lead the Sunfish with 11 times getting hit by a pitch. Counts now at 2-2. Twos across the board. Here's the pitch. Cricket Danielson is now at a full count. JT makes in the on-deck circle. Will he get an at-bat? Cricket Danielson draws the walk with a fastball low. It was a 1-2 count, and Cricket Danielson fights back to a full count. And on that at-bat, he draws the walk. The second of the evening for the Sunfish. It was JT Mix, who's now up back in the 8th inning, who drew the first walk of the game. Now with a runner on and 2 outs, the Sunfish begin to mount their comeback. Breaking ball, the first I think that we've seen from Ryan Reynolds, misses low and away. It's 1-0. JT fouls a fastball off the catcher English. Hopefully he's okay. That was 85 from the hand of Ryan Reynolds. Probably a bit faster off the bat of Mix. JT takes the fastball in. It brushed him back a little bit, but it's called a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, runner on first. Sunfish down to their last strike. JT, good-eyed, takes one low. The count's even at 2. Sunfish down 6-0 in the bottom of the 9th inning to the Western Nebraska Pioneers, on the verge of losing their 3rd straight, and the Pios trying to fight back to 500 in the second half of the season and snap their 6-game losing streak. The 2-2 fouled off the back leg of Mix. He shakes it off, but home plate umpire gives him a bit of time, inspects the ball, makes sure it's okay, giving Mix a little time to walk that one off. Count remains at 2-2. Ryan Reynolds at 13 pitches, 15 balls, 15 strikes. Here's the 31st. Ground ball down the third baseline. Stabbed by McGee. He fires across the infield, and it'll beat JT Mix by about half a step. The Sunfish are shut out for the second time in franchise history. Your final time, 8:52. 2 hours and 11 minutes. I think for a 9-inning ball game in the inaugural season for the Sunfish, I think that's the fastest any game has been for Sioux Falls. 2 hours and 11 minutes. Wow, that one flew by. The Sunfish lose 6-0. Not an outcome they want to see as they lose 3 straight. 10 hits, no errors for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. 9 hits and 3 errors for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. They lose their 3rd straight and fall to 13-9. Let's take a quick look around the Expedition League as the Western Nebraska Pioneers are back up to 10-10 in the second half. They're 33-18 overall on the season. In the bottom of the 5th inning, the Mining City Tommyknockers are down 4-1 on the Badlands Big Sticks, while the Kenyon County Spuds lead the Casper Horseheads in the top of the 4th 4-0. The Pier Trappers are doing their job, beating the Spearfish Sasquatch 4-3. If the Trappers can hold on, that'll be big for Sioux Falls, as the Sunfish and Spearfish will remain locked in at 13-9 in second place. Fremont Moo have tied things up. It's the bottom of the 7th inning from Hastings as the Sodbusters and Moo are tied 1-1. That's another one that the Sunfish need to be watching. If the Moo lose again, that's the ideal situation. If the Sasquatch and Moo lose for Sioux Falls, then it'll still remain a 3-game lead in the Clark division for the Moo, and the Sasquatch and Sunfish will remain tied at second. The Souris Valley Sabre Dogs are down to the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks in the bottom of the 5th from Kraft Field, 7-6. Once again, your final 2 hours and 11 minutes. The Western Nebraska Pioneers in their first game ever against the Sunfish shut out the Sunfish for the second time this season, 6-0. Your final. Carson Old gets the win. Jorge Galindo gets the loss. Game 2 and the final game between the two ball clubs tomorrow night, 6:35 first pitch at Karras Park and on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. And you know what? I'll give you the surprise. I'll tell you the surprise right now. As much of a joke as it may sound like, yours truly, David Coyer, host of the Sunfish podcast, The Fish Tank, national anthem singer this evening, voice of the Sunfish on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube, will be pitching tomorrow. I will be starting the game. Believe it or not, I will. I'm still trying to struggle and believe it, but it's happening. I will be starting on the mound for the Sunfish. Don't know why, but I am, against the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Tune in if you want to see it. You don't want to miss it. I'm excited. Once again, the Sunfish fall 6-0 to the Pioneers. For Sean Henley, I've been almost calling him Shane all season, but I haven't yet. Sean Henley, our wonderful producer and cameraman, thank you to him and for everyone in the Sioux Falls Sunfish organization. I'm David Coyer. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good night and go fish.